Okay, that didn't impress you. Let me try it this way. Yeah, it's a tough crowd, I can already tell. Yeah, so I know the Germans don't care, but the Americans should be squealing really loud right now. The power plant makes it where your tax money does not go to this facility. And I like it specifically because if Congress can't pass a budget, I still get to work and get paid. So let me try this again. The power plant makes us one of the few self-sustaining government agencies. Give me a long hour. All right, so it was built for 5 reasons, and it's mostly about water. That's why we're the blue shirts, okay? Flood control, dictating rate of flow downriver. Storage, Lake Mead, still largest storage pond in America. And irrigation, 1/3 of the nation's produce is irrigated with this water in the Imperial Valley down in Southern California. About 40 million people drink from it. Usage goes up, 25-year drought, and you're seeing a residual of that. However, and where people get lost in it, yes, the water's down. We're in emergency contingency. But the fact is, where people get lost, the dam's doing what it's designed to do. If you had the same circumstances 125 years ago, we wouldn't have any water. The dam got water behind it, and it's because of the storage capabilities of the Hoover Dam that we still have water. And yeah, I think people do get lost in it. It was built to withstand a 25-year drought. 4, navigation, known fixed point on the Earth's surface. It also became a natural bridge over the Colorado River, and it opened up commerce to the western United States. Power plant, yeah, power is our last consideration. Power's sexy, power pays the bills, sells a heck of a lot of tickets. Not our primary consideration here, but it became strategic at a later date after they put it in. 3 times this place has been closed for tourism.
And JR, you students have the 26, correct?
Yes.
So I have 4 from the 130 Gary said to have a go with you. So that's JR.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
How's it going, guys? So, 3 times this place has been closed to tourism. World War II, 9/11, and COVID. Now, the second tower from the right looks straight up. There's a bunker up there on the top of the Arizona Hill. The power that was created from here in Grand Coulee during World War II provided almost 50% of the power for the war effort in western United States. So ships, tanks, and planes built with power from the Hoover Dam. Who would have thought when they put it in? Now, 9/11, Highway 93 used to be over the dam. When 9/11 happened, they shut down all traffic over the dam for a period of 2 to 3 months. When they opened it up, they did not open it up to commercial traffic, wheelers and such. So it took them 9 years to plan, coordinate, conduct impact study, finance, and build that bridge. The bridge into play October 22nd, 2010. Hey, we got an elevator. You guys ready? I'm ready. John, can we go?
Have fun, JR.
Thank you very much. You drew the short straw. You got me for all the stock, so come on in. Just get in the damn elevator. Come on, you four. That was fun.
Yes. Yeah.
It's all good. So how's everyone doing?
Good.
Oh, that sounded awesome. All right, my name is JR, and over the first 30 minutes, I will be your power plant tour guide. But over the next 69 seconds, we will descend 537 feet, 54 stories or 164 meters. I don't care how you communicate. That's how far we're going down in the Black Canyon. If you're feeling pressure in your ears, it's normal. Tug, swallow, yawn. chew the gum you're not supposed to have in the building, it all works. Yeah, it's okay. If you got it by security, you earned it, chew it. I am not gonna rat you out, I'm darn sure not gonna collect it, okay? Yeah, just, if you know Clark Griswold, don't do what he did. If you don't know him, don't worry about it and don't ask, okay? Rules, no eating or smoking of any kind. Water is authorized. Cameras, tablets, iPhones. I'm seeing some of them. Did everyone bring them? Did they discuss the rules governing those when you purchase your tickets? Because there are no damn rules. Take pictures. Come on, man, that was really funny. Yeah. We're gonna have fun this hour. Come on, follow me.
Yes. Okay.
Trust me, I am very bright left this. Come on up, guys, follow me. Hey, step in the okay? Come on up, guys, step into the elevator, all right?
It took me a minute.
Huh? Into the elevator.
You're surrounded by anthracite brecciates, a volcanic conglomerate. You can call it lava rock. You will not offend me.
All right, guys, come on up. We need you to get in the elevator. We're going to move to the next stop.
Survey. Now you'll see the box. There's a box here that we're walking into. This ramp is for wheelchair access. This one is the best Always have, when I'm on the close, the last tour of the day, we close it, the kid, I look like a safe do it. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, folks, do I need a microphone? No. So this is one of the pins that hold these pin stock pipes together. All right, so what you have behind me here is an infrastructure map of the Hoover Dam site. We're located right there, inside one of the diversion tunnels in the Nevada Canyon walls. When they were building the Hoover Dam, diversion tunnel number 2. To build the Hoover Dam, job 1, move the water around the construction site. So they blasted out 4 of these tunnels, 2 in the Nevada Canyon walls, 2 in the Arizona Canyon walls. They blasted them out 56 feet in diameter, lined them with 3 feet of concrete. 50 feet is that view out there. Each one of them about 3/4 of a mile long, or about 1.2 kilometers. It took them 19 months to blast them out of solid volcanic rock and line them all with about 400,000 cubic yards of concrete each. Once they accomplished that, they built 2 coffer dams. This upper coffer dam, 98 feet tall. The diversion tunnels were blasted above the water table, so it lifted the Colorado River into these diversion tunnels, moving the water around a construction site. Lower coffer dam, 66 feet tall, prevented water from backfilling into the construction site. With those 2 dams, they isolated that half-mile area for construction. Once that was accomplished, that area was drained in 135 feet of loose rock and sediment, excavated and removed to expose bedrock below. Now they were ready to build a Hoover Dam. So buckets containing 8 cubic yards of concrete. You saw it on the film, we had a full-size model upstairs. That carried about 16 tons of concrete, And that was lowered via the cableways once every 78 seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 1 week shy of 2 years. First bucket, 6 June 1933. Last bucket on Hoover Dam, May 29th, 1935. Yeah, don't be too impressed. They did get 2 federal holidays a year. Independence Day and Christmas. Think about that. Just half a second. They could have got this thing done 4 days faster. That was funny, wasn't it? Yeah, man. Yeah. I like to drive this point home. 5 years of construction, just under 21,000 people worked on this project, 96 of them didn't get to go home. Once the dam was completed, these 3 diversion tunnels, shut those down and repurposed them. That allowed Lake Mead to fill. Took 6.5 years for Lake Mead to fill. This one stayed open to allow water downriver. During the last year of construction, the 4 intake towers were built. Now they built them on a shelf, on Acadian walls, 250 feet high. Additionally, they're 395 feet tall. What do? Each of them feed a 30-foot pipe, 2 3/4 inch boilerplate steel straight out of Indiana. We call it a pinstone pipe. It's on each side of us, running right below us. This pipe originates from this intake tower. About 200 feet out there to my right and left starts being a manifold system of 4 13-foot pipes. That water's building pressure, slamming into the turbines at 48 miles an hour, spinning the generators. Water's released downriver between a U-shaped building at the bottom of the dam. We call that the tail race. When that infrastructure came into play and water was able to be released down here, the lower coffer dam destroyed, allowed water downriver. Upper coffer dam is intact to this day. At that point, they repurposed that diversion tunnel to become a spillway. And that leads me to the 2 spillways. They're built 27 feet below the top of the dam. They prevent water from going over the dam. So how do they work? Water approaches the top of the dam during a flood within 27 feet or 1205 above sea level. Water will enter the spillways. Spillways now connect into the outside diversion tunnels. I'll deflect to that diagram to show you how. Water just bypasses and releases downriver. Now, water's never been over the dam before, but it's been over the spillways twice. 1941 when they tested them, 1983. Snow, heavy rain out of the western Rockies overwhelmed the upper lower Colorado basin. Water crested 7 feet below the top of the dam. So when that photo was taken, 20 feet of water passing over the spillways. Water was over the spillways for 63 consecutive days. But don't worry, nothing happened to my yacht. There you have it, guys. 5 years of construction. Explained in less than 5 minutes. Have a nice day. We're going to take an elevator ride. We're going to go up to the balcony overlooking the Nevada power plant. Got a minute for questions. Fire away.
What in this pipe right now?
Yes.
Full?
No, it won't be full, but it is building pressure. And let's go over here and I'll show you where they reduce. It's all predicated on head pressure. And you can see where it starts reducing right there. And that's what feeds the generators. Now, right before it gets to the generator, that 13-foot pipe will be connected to a 13.5-foot butterfly valve. And that goes into a scroll that goes from 8.5 feet to about 4 feet, and that's where it hits the wicket valves. They got a governor that dictates the rate of flow to the turbines that keeps it at 180 revolutions per minute. Follow me?
Sorry.
No, they're pretty much original. The turbines themselves have been replaced. You know, people ask us about the turbines and they mean the generators. but the turbines have been replaced. Stay over to the right, guys. We're going to have a group come right by us. So the question is, has the turbines been replaced? So about 80% of the generators are original. The armature, the plates on them, pretty much original. You're going to see a rotor out of Nevada 3, and the plates, we just got a briefing on that because it's been out for almost 2 years next month. Actually, by the end of this month, it'll be 2 years. That rotor had a crack in the armature, and so they had to take off all the electromagnets, and the electromagnets are still off of it, and there's about a little over 5,000 plates that surround it, and they're individual plates, so it'll dissipate heat in there. And there's 35 dowels that hold each sheet of plates, okay? And they're about 3 feet thick. It's pretty amazing. So they pulled all that off and took it off and put it down there, and they had to replace. They had a crack in there, and they had a shimmy, and it scratched some of those plates, so they had to replace about 10% of them, and that was on Nevada 3. That had never been done before, and they had to weld those cracks. It worried us because they had to weld that because that armature had been in place since 1938. So, yeah, us purists, we wanted that thing to be saved. And they were able to do it, fix it, repair it, now they're putting it back together. But it is an arduous process. I just didn't realize it until you work here and you see every little nano detail that they have to go through to get it together. So it's really a lot of fun. But the turbines themselves, yes, they were replaced from 1984 to 91. That generated about another 50 megawatts by doing that in the stator coils. But the rest of it, they're all original, okay? So the water inside the canyon walls is natural seepage. Water naturally passes through rock formations. We're no different here in Black Canyon. Don't worry about it. The government has spared no expense to keep you dry. Yeah. I got out of the military and looked up and said, God, I'm home. Yeah, because this is how we roll. I didn't realize that this works. It's cheap and it works. When you get out there, that armature that they had to repair, $3 million budget. So this makes sense. All right, stay to the right, guys.
Thank you, thank you. We got a group coming right behind.
Yeah. Please do not engage with the other damn tourists. Leave them alone. Yeah, but it's the time down. The time out of service and everything. It's a lot of money. JR30. Clark's the bane of my existence. Sure. Yeah. We had one, I guess, I was off yesterday, but I heard we had one of those in the house yesterday. Thought she should be able to go anywhere. Thought her tax money afforded her the opportunity.
Yeah, right.
She had to be educated that her tax money didn't pay the facility bill here. All right, 32 feet in 5 seconds. Once we start moving, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day. What's it take to impress you people?
Come on, guys.
See everybody else.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Bureau Reclamation, welcome to the Nevada side of the power plant. Now, this is appointed for a regular test your knowledge. Based on the information I've given you, what direction is Lake Mead? Point it out. Where's Lake Mead? All right, if you're pointing to my right, that's the direction of Lake Mead. The only thing standing between us and Lake Mead is the Hoover Dam, and it's right behind that wall. Hoover Dam stands 726.4 feet tall, spans across Black Canyon 1,244 feet, measuring that top curvature. Top of the dam is 45 feet thick. That allows a two-lane road over it. But being an arch gravity dam, probably going to be pretty thick on the bottom. 660 feet thick. Now I'm a visual guy. I'm going to show that to you. Wall to my right, all the way down to the end of the bay. The length of the Nevada power plant is 650 feet. You add 10 feet to that, and you've got the thickness at the bottom of the dam. And that's 199 feet below us. Downriver, 8 commercial grade generators, 9 on the Arizona side, total of 17. They stand 70 feet tall. You only see the top 30 feet of it. That shaft on Nevada 1, you see it lit up in the middle there. 3 feet thick, 65 feet long. It extends below the deck almost 40 feet, connects to a Francis reactor turbine that spins the whole operation. It rotates at 180 revolutions per minute, generates up to 130 megawatts of electricity. Now that's enough to power about 65,000 homes. When you pull them all together, 2,080 megawatts and enough to power about 1.3 million homes. The lights on top of the generators, if they're on, that means that generator's in operation. Now I'm going to direct your attention to the rust-colored item on the power plant floor. It is surrounded by a fence. That is a Pelton water wheel. Second type of generator we have on site. We have one here in Nevada, one in Arizona. It's horizontally mounted. It rotates at 300 revolutions per minute, generates 2.4 megawatts of electricity. Why is it so important to us? They power everything that we use here on site. Station power is what we affectionately call it. So the bridge cranes, the lights, the elevators, the cafe, all powered by the Pelton water wheels. Fun fact here at the Hoover Dam, that was the first generator put online September 11th, 1936, and FDR turned it on remotely from Washington, D.C. Now up top and down the bay, you're going to see our 2 green P&H bridge cranes. Now they span across the bay, but they have the ability to travel the full length of the bay on that rail system you see above us on the top right and top left. They do our heavy lifting for us. Just one of them can lift 300 tons. So let's put that in perspective. One of our bridge cranes can lift the Statue of Liberty. The one in New York Harbor, folks, not Vegas, okay? The real Lady Liberty weighs about 225 tons. Now that's impressive, but it's not good enough here. That rotor that's sitting underneath that tarp, when it's fully assembled, weighs about 580 tons. So it takes both bridge cranes coupled together, working as a super crane to do that heavy lifting. We're going to see that in about 3 weeks here. Now lastly, when the Hoover Dam was built, it was built with tourism in mind, Art Deco, sign of the times. The terrazzo is an example of that. And it was installed by the Martina family and completed in 1937. Covers 121,000 square feet in power plant and structure. Price tag is less than $59,000 to install, 48 cents a square foot. Couple of decorative inlays, circular one behind all of you there. And I'm standing on one. Those were all designed by Alan Tupper True. He took Southwest Native American pottery art and infused that into the Art Deco. He took that specifically from the Indian tribes. Circular one, symbolic of the water spinning a turbine, and one that I'm standing next to has an outlet symbolic of the power generated by the plant. And that's it, folks. That's all I've got for the power plant tour. I'm going to take my power plant tour guide hat off, put my dam tour guide hat on. I'm going to take you into the structure. So follow me. About 4 months ago, and they wanted to see the nails, and there's 7 nails that are hidden inside the terrazzo, and you can see it right there at the tip of my foot right there. That's their signature. They don't have a sign that says installed by the Martina family. That's their signature. And it really, they wanted to see the workmanship and everything. They were just staggered by that from 1930s, and then they wanted to see the nail, because now they put, you know, installed by the Martina family from Kentucky. These guys were out of Denver, Colorado. You follow me?
Hier, Sophia. Guck mal da.
Das war der Markenzeichen, das sind Nagel.
Ja, 7 Stück.
Das wäre sehr gut.
There you go. It's okay. There's 7 of them here, and I found 3. So try searching 121,000 square feet for it. Now don't spend the rest of your time looking for nails, okay? I know you could do that too. I do it all the time. So when the Hoover Dam was built, largest dam in the world in every conceivable category, so they built it with tourism in mind, and Art Deco, it was in the United States from 1930 to 1939. Actually caught fire in Europe in 1925. They're always slightly ahead of us on that artistic influence. So the terrazzo is an example of that. It is lined with aluminum to accentuate the aluminum doors. Now aluminum to us is a recyclable product. Aluminum in the 30s, precious metal and a staple of the Art Deco era. Cage doors, original. Solid aluminum doors, original. Light fixtures through the power plant. And there's 24 each in a Nevada wing and the Arizona wing. All aluminum, all meticulously kept, all original. Now, one of my favorite questions here at the Hoover Dam, light bulbs. No, they're not original, okay? Get that out of your head. Yeah, I get that question about once a week, believe it or not. Now, Gordon Kaufman gave the exterior of the Hoover Dam the artistic Art Deco appearance. John Savage, the engineer, designer of the dam, the structural integrity part of it, but the artistic influence was Gordon Kaufman. In here it was all Alan Tupper True. Alan Tupper True not only did the designs, and this one specifically is my favorite, right here at the entrance of the dam. Symbolic of the rotor spinning inside the stator, exciting the electricity out the side, and subtly there's 2 lines going up and down the hallway in the dam, and that represents the cable taking the power to its destination. Everything has meaning here, folks. It's just really cool. Once you enter these doors, you're inside the Hoover Dam. both sides, guys. Come on over. And then someone else come on over here. But both sides right up against the walls. Come on down, guys. Get used to being friends. All right. So the first tourist here in 1937, I like to describe them just as they are. They were rich. Okay? It cost $0.25 to go on that tour. Now, $0.25 to you means you want to renegotiate your ticket price. $0.25 to them was a lot of money. And the middle class had been wiped out from the Great Depression. They dressed up for the event. They came down here and they suited up. The gentlemen wear wool suits, the ladies wear dresses and heels. Now they wear Boston Red Sox baseball caps and t-shirts. I pick on the Alabama Crimson Tide all the time, man. I gotta get them. So they came through here, and it was really beautiful in here. This terracotta tile is stunning. You get people that work in the tile industry and they're just amazed at the workmanship. It gives you feel like you're in a New York subway, except it's a little cleaner. And yeah, the terrazzo in here changed colors. It's color coordinated, and they got 7 inlays. Now the dam was designed in a way to allow seepage to pass through it. And these grates in the inlays are supposed to capture that seepage. Fortunately, no seepage passed through here. The terracotta tile sealed everything up. What they did capture was the ladies' heels. Yeah, so to say the stilettos, if you will, they plug them with concrete, and that's why they have the appearance they do today. Okay, they're on their way down. Okay, Hoover Dam is an arch gravity dam. Okay, arch gravity dam. What kind of dam?
Arch gravity dam.
Yeah, it becomes very easy. Arch takes that force, weight, and energy. It actually point this way, but I'm going to face this way for you. Takes it and transfers it into that canyon walls. Gravity, weight of the concrete, 6.6 million tons, holds it down. No rebar used in the dam. Why?
Thermal.
Earthquake activity. Yeah, I'm willing to bet you $100 they didn't tell you Nevada's number 3 in the nation in earthquakes when they sold you this ticket. Yeah, well, I'm here to tell you now. Yeah, it's a government way. We got to get your money first, right? It's okay. So how do they do that? Oh, we got the elevator ride. So I got Miss Catherine's here to help me. I'm going to take the first half of you up. Catherine's going to bring the second half. I've got 30. We're going to be in a cylindrical gallery. Do not Tony Hawk it in there. You know who Tony Hawk is? Do you guys? Ask one of the younger gray-haired folks. Couple of tripping hazards. So be advised. If you're over 5 feet 11, you'll figure it out. Okay. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. How many's in your group?
16. 2.
How many's in your group?
2.
Warte mir noch ein bisschen. Ich will jetzt nicht an deinen Minuten stehen bleiben.
All right. Welcome to the original Otis elevator. affectionately known as the Hoover. Yeah, we're gonna go up 270 feet. You guys paid to see concrete, we're gonna show you concrete. Yeah, consummate man cave. So it's really fun. Go down that gallery, come back. I wasn't kidding, don't Tony Hawk it in there. It's really the sides, because of the dry atmosphere, it's really slick in there. Go down on the right, come back on the right, typical two-way street in America. Yeah, and remember that people are taking pictures behind you, so just, you know, make sure you snap and go. All right? Follow me. Hold on to your phone.
Whoa.
And camera.
Want to be told, don't you?
That's the other.
Oh my.
That's it, yeah, that's it.
Tricky, isn't it?
All right.
Ticket von den Sachen, ja, die
Come on out, guys. Go down on the right, come back on the right. 511. Hold on to your phone. Yes. Yeah. Right at 10 till I'll be ready to go a couple minutes after that. I hope. All right, guys, I really got to get talking because we won't have enough time if I don't. So how did they build the dam to withstand an elevated earthquake? Well, they built it in a series of blocks. When you think of the Hoover Dam, think of it as a hybrid Lego set. The blocks are 5 feet high, so when you look at the face of the dam, you're going to see a whole lot of horizontal lines. And the blocks are narrow in the front, they're wide in the back, trapezoidal in shape, ridged on the sides like a Ruffles potato chip. They just interlocked like meat compresses it. The blocks are ridged on the top so the blocks above them would not shift. So they slightly overlap the blocks, thus becoming monolithic columns. Folks, can I get you to come on down here so we don't have them stuck in the gallery? The Hoover Dam is made up of roughly 215 monolithic columns. Now the theory was, in the event of a sizable earthquake, and we only get 3.0 or less around here, in the event of a sizable earthquake, the canyon walls could do its thing, but the dam would stay relatively stable. But it had the ability to give, bend, and flex. More importantly, no structural steel to rip itself apart. So the engineering, probably radical for its time, was generational in its thought process. Now, they did have 1-inch pipe, 582 miles of 1-inch pipe they used to cool the concrete. Now, when it was done, it took about 72 hours for it to harden that block. And then when it was completed, they cut it, back grout, and seal it. And here are my two examples. And that way everything stayed separate and autonomous of each other. Now, every other column was built with wood forms. The in-between columns are what we call a cold pour, concrete against concrete. As those cured, they create a natural seam because they contracted. So they had to deal with those seams. The cutouts that you walked by over there had high pressure grouting pumps there, and they had tubing that would allow them to grout those seams at roughly 300 psi. The vertical gallery that you just walked over is about 75 feet deep. I don't tell anybody until they're all back, but we're on a lunch rotation. So I had to do it anyway. So anyway, that's about 75 feet. Not allowed them to get down about 75 feet, grout those seams, climb back out. Now they use it as a vertical inspection gallery. Now they prefabbed everything in a dam. Pine wood on a side, readily available and cheap. Cypress wood. Cypress is oily, didn't stick to the concrete. It's raised in the swamps in Louisiana and Florida, but the government bought it out of Florida. They built two 50-foot sections in the end, laid them down, placed the concrete around it. Because of the oils, it didn't stick to the concrete, it left a neat grain on the inside of the cylindrical part of the galleries. Any questions? Gosh, this group's awesome, man. So the inspection galleries, they put 2 miles of inspection galleries. What was going on the first 6.5 years after the dam was built? Water, very good, you guys caught that. 6.5 years it took Lake Mead to fill, so you got atmosphere. I usually get people saying curing, atmosphere, and they're all right, because you had all those events happening simultaneously. Curing, atmospheric conditions, geological events, and pressure never before seen on a dam, 45,000 pounds per cubic foot. And they wanted to see how it was reacting in real time. So we're going to see that, okay? They were also able to pull core samples from within a dam, and they do that about every 5 years. And based on those core samples, we know the dam's still curing. Okay? So you guys ready? Let's go see this stuff. Follow me. So, about 10 feet on the floor past the elevator, you're going to see these circular anomalies on the floor on the left. That's where they pulled some of the core samples. Stay on the right side, folks. The engineers, there were just around 200 engineers that worked on this project, and they had a pen, a pencil, a paper, a slide rule in their imagination, and they went to work. I'll tell you what they didn't have: Texas Instruments and IBM. When they ran out of paper, they used the inside of the structure. This is our demoglyphics. So right here at this light, now check this out. If the corner here looks straight down, you're going to see an orange mark goes up and down. To the left of it, about 1.5 inches, is a hairline fracture. 0.01 of an inch, 6/15/1942. Follow me. So we have this volunteering. Now, Sophia is going to hold this light on a crack identified 7/23/1940. Look at it in relation to 0 plus 10. Now you stay there. Here's some of that grout, and I'm going to talk about it. All right, Miss Sophia held that light at 975, 0 plus 10. Keep it tight, guys, so we can keep everyone, I want everyone to be able to see. Come on down. So 975, 0 plus 14. So 975 is the gallery level, 975 feet above sea level. Oh, they lettered the blocks. Sophia, thank you so much. Give her a round of applause, guys. So they lettered the blocks alphabetically, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, from Arizona to Nevada. This block is O, this one's P, next one is Q. Now, if you saw the 0 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, it hits a seam, then it resets. 0 plus 10, 20, 30, 40. Those were all surveyed in to tell you how many feet you are beyond a seam. So, at 975 gallery level O, 14 feet in, there's a crack identified, 7/23/1940. They'd log it. Every inspection, they'd come in and revisit that to ensure the crack did not grow to compromise the integrity of the concrete. And we're here, 83 years later and 3 months later and some days, and it still has not. Okay? Now, at this seam, OP, they put 2 bolts with pin marks in it. They measured those pin marks with calipers, base measurement. They put a bar here, fixed it with 2 bolts on block P, overlap, and there's a gap between the block and the bar. They measured that gap. Base measurement. Any subsequent inspections or earthquakes greater than 3.0 or larger would trigger an automatic inspection. They'd come in and remeasure. If there was variance in the bolts, indicator the blocks are shifting left or right. Variance in a bar, indicator they are shifting forward to back. That's what 30s and 40s technology looked like, folks.
What about up and down?
Really? Do I need to call security? There's always one in a crowd. Up and down. We'd be able to see that. Well, you can see where they did that before. Yeah, that's not uncommon, but it didn't happen. All right? Questions? All right, let's go see the stairway to heaven. Hey guys, there's a seismic box here. Please do not kick it. Okay, there is a camera. Location a little wide. Ain't going enough. Here we have it. Here we go. On the right side, guys. Give them a way to get out. Stay on the right side for me. Now, if you're at the bottom of the dam and both elevators go out, here's about 717 steps of pure pleasure to get out. It is the Hoover Dam Stairmaster. Yeah, the upstairs are original, the downstairs are not original. That little trough on the right, that's how they get seepage out of this gallery. And the seepage used to release right on the stairs. If you guys have seen it, come on out.
How often have they ever gone out, the towers? Does it happen very often?
So the seepage used to release right on the stairs, and it corroded the stairs in the late 60s, early 70s. Go about 10 feet, but make sure you look at this, sir. I'm going to explain this. Now, and only go about 5 more feet. Now, the downstairs had to be replaced in the late 60s, early 70s, and by that time, OSHA had come into play. And we all know OSHA. It's my favorite 4-letter government agency. But yeah, so look at the differences between the upstairs and the downstairs. The upstairs grandfathered in, the downstairs replaced under OSHA standards. How many people died building the Hoover Dam?
96.
Very good. 96 construction-related fatalities. If They were overcome by heat or carbon monoxide poisoning, and they were moved off property for treatment and died. They classify pneumonia. Natural cause fatality, non-construction related. 6 companies did not have to pay their license. Now, I love the bad mouth 6 companies over that, but they were not unlike any other company for its time.
Holy shit.
So, yeah, it was just the way they did business back then. They never get away with it today, but back then they could. Any questions on that? Yeah, the next logical question is how many carbon monoxide poisoning people they had, and we don't know. They ended up settling out of court for an undisclosed figure to an undisclosed amount of people. So this picture behind this gentleman here, these poles, they were tethered to a cylindrical device that sat inside the concrete. They were Carlson meters. Carlson was an MIT instructor in mathematics. He was quite brilliant. He, with 3 measurements, the meters were sensors that sat inside the concrete. One took temperature, one took stress or strain, one took pressure. If I could get you folks to come up here that have already seen it, so that we can get them out of there. If you've already seen it, come forward. There you go, right there is fine, guys. So with the 3 measurements, temperature, stress, and pressure, he took those measurements and he could determine if the block was hard enough to build on top of it. Now, why was that important? You asked me how long it took for those things to harden. I say 72 hours. But not every block was universally the same size. Not every block was placed in June, July, August, some in December, January, February. So if he could determine if a block was hard enough at 50 hours, now that's a game changer. Now you could rapidly build a dam. Again, the dam was built in less than 2 years. The project was completed 26 months ahead of schedule. Yeah, dare I say, this is the last government project done ahead of schedule under budget. Yeah, and that's hilarious though. We laugh about that 88 years later. It's almost a shame. Frank Crow, the superintendent of engineers, earned himself a $350,000 bonus. Living the American dream. Yeah, he was Canadian. Have a nice day. So folks, you're a great group, but we got to get you out of here. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day. Make sure you're with your friends and family. First group will go out with Catherine. Second group will go out with me.
Do you not go walk down on that other piece?
Guess not.
I wonder what that was.
That was probably inspectors. Put there.
Appreciate you. Safe travels. Tony's in the group. Perfect. 2. Perfect. Yes. About 75 feet.
So that's about how many feet that way?
100 feet and that 30 feet right there.
Okay, so total of 100 feet? Wow.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day. You guys got stuck with me. You got any questions? Nothing. Man, that's awesome.
Have you ever climbed the steps?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but you know, I did it 3 times in one day.
Wow.
3 times in 1 day.
Yeah, it's not hard. I did the Grand Canyon, the north rim to the south rim, that 24 miles. It's a little less than 24, but I did that in one day. And so that was hard. This was easy. But this one, you can get in a rhythm because it's the same distance no matter what. And 717, then you can take a break, go ride an elevator and go back down, then you go back up. Grand Canyon, you gotta walk down 5,800 feet, and then you gotta climb out 4,380. So yeah, that was a little more difficult to me. And that wasn't universally the same size as steps. Yeah, and you know, it wasn't smooth. This was smooth. The only thing that made this thing a challenge to me is those gates. It's so steep. And I don't know, dude, my joints don't work the way they used to. You have to close that gate behind you.
In case you fall.
Yeah.
Stops you.
Yeah. No, I'd be the one to bounce over it. I know, man, that's just me. Oh, there's a gate. But that's the way I roll.
How many phones have fallen out of the gallery?
None on my tours. We had a kid that was on the autism spectrum, and he lost it in this gallery that went straight down. And a couple of us guides are pretty blessed, so we took care of it.
Lost a phone.
Thanks for your help.
Or down
You want to drive? No. Sure, man. Come on, right there. Really? We want underage drivers here. All right, that completes the guided portion of your tour, folks. We're going to take you up to the top of the dam, open up the door, and you'll be right on top of the dam, okay? So that green marble in there is spectacular. That came out of Vermont. It's trimmed with aluminum up top and brass on the floor to accentuate the brass doors. On behalf of the Bureau of Reclamation, thanks for joining us. We know you have choice in hydroelectric power plants. We're so glad you selected ours. When these doors open, get out. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you.
You need to drive next time. Don't say no.
Floor 6.
Follow me.
Whoa.
All right. Have a wonderful day, folks.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Dustin.
Yeah, have a wonderful day. Safe travels, guys.
This is all the people that have been trapped.
That's great.